I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News, and I'm going to talk about the latest tech and free speech battles. YouTube evidently is losing a lot of money. They have some big-time creators with over 1 million views that have deleted their accounts because of the shadow banning and the loss of revenue. YouTube wants creators now to pay them to promote our videos. I'm not going to do it, and I don't think very many other people will do it. But if you were banned, if your account on YouTube was shut down for calling out the COVID-19 policies or questioning the 2020 elections, hold on to your hats. There may be hope. Today I'm diving into YouTube's shocking announcement that they made about 3 days ago. They're reinstating accounts banned for so-called misinformation. So stick around for the details, who's coming back, and what it means for you. Let's set the scene. Back in 2020 and 2021, under pressure from the Biden administration, YouTube cracked down hard on content about COVID vaccine treatments and election integrity. We're talking permanent bans for videos that didn't even violate policies at the time. Yeah, the White House officials pushed for removals on stuff where they thought maybe there was election fraud or that the COVID vaccines were actually life-threatening. I made a video about COVID and it was removed, but it was actually, mainstream media type information that I posted. I don't even know if they actually watched it or just read the title, but yeah, that video of mine was removed, and I know I am now shadow banned. Shadow banning means that your account is hidden from the majority of the population. You're still allowed to produce videos, but you're not promoted and you don't make money off of their ads that they promote. Fast forward to now. Alphabet, YouTube's parent company, just dropped a bombshell in a letter to the House Judiciary Chair, Jim Jordan. As of September 23rd of this year, they're launching a pilot program to let banned creators apply for reinstatement. This covers channels terminated under now retired rules like the 2023 election, fraud policy rollback, and the full COVID misinformation retirement by December of 2024. No more standalone bans on discussing widespread fraud or alternative treatments. So who could benefit? Big names like Dan Bongino, banned in 2022 for mask skepticism. Steve Bannon's War Room, hit for election talks, and even Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Children Health Defense axed in 2021 over vaccine doubts. This is not automatic. It's a limited review for a subset of creators. But YouTube says it's all about enabling free expression, a politically charged debate. Critics on the left call it a green light for lies, but Republicans hail it as a win against big tech censorship. Either way, it is a massive shift from the Biden-era pressures. Supposedly, this is the latest example how YouTube, like other tech platforms, are loosening its content moderation efforts in recent years. Well, I don't believe that. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, I don't believe it. It's a trend, they say, that has accelerated across Silicon Valley this year amid pressure from conservatives. Money talks. It's always about money. And YouTube is losing money. It's no longer, in many people's opinion, no longer YouTube, for the people, by the people. Yeah, they've gone to AI. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still shadow banned. YouTube sent out a letter, and in that letter it said that the move reflects its commitment to free expression. They went on to say that YouTube values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes that these creators have extensive reach and play an important role in civic discourse. They're not accepting responsibility. It sounds like they're pointing the finger to Joe Biden. They're saying that he created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the actions of the platform based on their concerns regarding misinformation. So they're now saying that it is unacceptable and wrong when any government, including the Biden administration, attempts to dictate how the company moderates content. Well, I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm not buying it. The damage has already been done. Since when do we need government approval for freedom of speech? Yeah, YouTube bent the knee. Kind of reminds me of other things. When someone, let's say you're in the military and your leader who's in charge, a general or whoever, tells you to go in and slaughter a whole bunch of innocent people, men, women, and children. Do you still do it? Or are you going to stand up and say, no, that is not right? I'm not going to obey your orders? YouTube and other companies have been sitting on this for a year and almost 5 months. This is the report. I'll give you a link to it down below in the more information box. Committee on the Judiciary and the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government, U.S. House of Representatives, May 1st of last year. This interim report details the months-long campaign by the Biden White House to coerce large companies, namely Meta, parent company of Facebook, Alphabet, parent company of YouTube, and Amazon, to censor books, videos, posts, and other content online by the end of 2021. Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon changed their content moderation policies in ways that were directly responsible to criticism from the Biden administration. In March of 2021, just one day prior to a scheduled call with the White House, an Amazon employee explained how changes to Amazon bookstore policies were being applied due to criticism from the Biden people. In July of 2021, when Facebook executive Nick Clegg asked Facebook employees why the company censored the man-made theory of the SARS-CoV virus, the employees responded, because we are under pressure from the Biden administration and others to do more. We shouldn't have done it. In September of 2021, after receiving months of criticism for not censoring nonviolent content, it's not violent, nonviolent, YouTube shared with the Biden White House a new policy proposal to censor more content criticizing the safety and efficiency of vaccines, asking for any feedback from the White House could provide before the policy had been finalized. The White House gushed at first blush, seemed like a great step. The Biden White House censorship campaign targeted true information, satire, and other content that did not violate the platform's policies. Contrary to their claims of wanting to combat alleged so-called misinformation and foreign disinformation, the Biden administration pressured the companies to censor true information, satire, memes, opinions, and Americans' personal experiences. The Biden White House pushed censorship of books, not just social media. The Biden White House pressure campaign was not just limited to social media companies, but also the world's biggest online bookstore, Amazon. Would this not constitute criminal charges, a violation of our constitutional rights, our First Amendment? Facebook files. In February of 2021, Facebook increased its censorship of anti-vaccine content, as well as the lab leak theory of the origin of the virus, because of tense conversations with the new Biden administration, and as a part of the effort to be responsive to the Biden White House. exhortations to do more to combat alleged misinformation. After a few months, Facebook realized the White House cared more about censoring anti-vaccine content, and so the company lifted its censorship of the lab leak theory. In response, Zuckerberg said the mistake served as a reminder to not compromise our standards due to pressure from the administration. The damage is done. People have lost lots of money, their livelihood, authors, their income. Then they have an image here on this page called the Facebook files. And they have one called YouTube files. In the spring of 2021, the Biden White House increased pressure on YouTube to remove and reduce alleged misinformation, including borderline content, such as content that did not violate YouTube policies. Internally, YouTube asked its product team to brief the White House directly because the company feared the situation could potentially spiral out of control. Oh, it's okay for the Biden family to take money from China. Are they ever going to be brought up on charges about that? The Amazon files. The Biden White House emailed the Vice President of Public Policy at Amazon asking to have a discussion regarding the high level of propaganda and misinformation and disinformation at Amazon. To support their allegations, multiple members of the Biden White House ran keyword searches on Amazon for vaccines. Yeah, they used the AI and emailed screenshots of the search result page to Amazon, noting that just adding CDC warning would be insufficient to adequately censor the books. And I'll give you a link, like I said, down below. The First Amendment prohibits the government from abridging the freedom of speech. Thus, any law or government policy that reduces that freedom on the social media platform violates the First Amendment. And there's all kinds of internal emails here. It says they're asking why. Can someone quickly remind me why we are removing? I can't read that. Claims about COVID. And it says his team replied because we were under pressure from the administration and others to do more. It was part of the more package. We shouldn't have done it. Yeah, too little, too late. Too little, too late. It's evidently not limited here, of course. On March 24 of 2021, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, a United Kingdom-based nonprofit, published a report that claimed that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and 11 other individuals were responsible for 73% of all anti-vaccine content on Facebook. In the report, CCDH strongly encouraged social media companies to remove all accounts associated with these 12 individuals, which CCDH dubbed the Disinformation Dozen. Yeah, now they got the campaign going on about Tylenol and autism. My grandson is autistic. My daughter used to take Tylenol, but she also got the flu vaccine when she was pregnant. I was so upset when I heard that she had gotten the vaccine. It's like, what can you do now? How do you, how do you plan for a child's future who has no future because of autism? Facebook met with Biden White House again on April 5th of 2021. It goes on to say that how there was memes and satire making fun of individuals who didn't want to get the vaccine. I didn't want to get it. I never got it. No one in my family got the COVID vaccine. I recently heard out of the millions of people, if not billions of people, actually, there was only like 4,000 people that died of COVID here in the United States. That was it. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. But I've heard of blood clots and heart attacks and strokes from the shot. Would you trust a government that does this kind of stuff? Do I sound angry? Yes, I'm angry and I almost want to cry. I'm fighting back the tears when I think about my grandson, who is now 15 years old with autism. How much money did the White House, how much money did Biden get? How much money did the congressmen and senators get from Big Pharma pushing the vaccine? I'm sorry, but this makes me really suspicious. Just talking about media personalities, different companies, CNN, ABC, NBC, New York Times, CDC, CBS, Heather Cox, Richardson, an outspoken proponent of Joe Biden, regardless of the popularity. Tucker Carlson video does not qualify for removal under our policies. Now that's interesting. Following the government's decision yesterday, we are allowing claims that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine causes blood clots, but we still do not allow categorical claims that it or other vaccines are unsafe or ineffective. That said, the video is being labeled with a pointer to authoritative COVID information. It's not being recommended to people. So here's the email where they're talking about Tucker Carlson. Here's the email. It says, how was the Tucker post not volatile? While we remove content that explicitly directs people not to get the vaccine, as well as content that contains explicit misrepresentation about vaccine, we reviewed this content in detail, and it does not violate those policies. On July 15th of 2021, the Surgeon General's office emailed Facebook highlighting the advisory and Surgeon General's statement that American lives are at risk unless social media companies do more to address the spread of misinformation on their platforms. There's just so many documents. 2022, Google and YouTube collaborated with the White House regarding misinformation, continued past 2021, and expanded to issues beyond COVID and vaccines. For example, March 2022, they went in to discuss Russian misinformation, disinformation, as well as airline competition. Uh, the Russia Gate. They were trying to go after Trump. Once the White House or any government office has proven to be able to censor information, even if under purported guise of supporting public health or integrity of elections, it is inevitable that the government will seek to expand its censorship efforts to cover an ever-growing list of topics. The committee and the select subcommittee are continuing to investigate the extent to which the Biden administration may have attempted to censor speech of other topics, such as climate, abortion, and inflation. Well, we're heading for a crash. I know this is lengthy. I really appreciate everyone that stayed with me, but I'll give you a link to this document. Yeah, they've been sitting on this for a year and almost 5 months. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the usage of methylene blue, even though Robert F. Kennedy, I recently found out he uses it. It boosts the oxygen level to your brains. A lot of things I would love to talk about, but I know the censorship still goes on. I don't trust them. I don't trust them as far. I probably wouldn't trust them if they're standing in front of me. Yeah, a year and 5 months they've been sitting on this report and they haven't done anything about this. Yeah, these are criminal charges. This is treason. What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you.